Origin Chance, welcome to G Reaction. This is Big Tech in panic mode. Deep seek. R1 just popped the AI bubble. I think, as far as I remember, this is a Chinese AI that somehow, in some metrics or a lot of metrics, beat American AI. How the fuck? If you've been watching my channel, I've been saying this a lot because it's true. America is the technology. Software is the technology, right? You can make all the hardware in the world, but if your software sucks, you can't do shit. AI is basically that. NVIDIA CUDA cores are the one behind the architecture of AI. I'm guessing China doesn't use NVIDIA. I don't know what's happening there. Maybe they build their own shit, which would be next level. But yeah, CUDA core is the foundation hardware of it. Software, America was always ahead of everything, right? That's why Apple, Google, Android, anything, Windows, think of any fucking thing that's American, right? How do you beat America with that level of lead? How do you beat America in any computer technology? They are the one who come up with it, right? China somehow got ahead of it. Now, if this is not some kind of oh wait a minute, half information shit, that bubble will break in the future. If these turns are real, China, in my mind and in reality, jumped a level. China was already like, oh, look at our sixth generation. People were like, it's gonna suck, right? Because their fifth generation wasn't that good stealth wise. Its sixth generation is gonna suck. Oh, wait a minute, China is doing that. That's gonna suck as well. Now they are ahead at AI. This is like, if this was like a race of like who has the fastest car, and somehow they made something that can beat like Bugatti Chiron or something out of blue. Where the fuck that come from? They never made Ferrari, they never made Lamborghini, but they have something faster than Bugatti Chiron. This would be the sign where China is like spearheading through everything. America becoming second country in a lot of things is not that far ahead, right? It's very close. This would be the sign. So I don't know much detail behind this, but this is going to be interesting. Let's watch it.
Last week, Chinese company DeepSeek shocked the world when they walked right over OpenAI's moat by releasing the open source R1 model. Not only does it beat their $200 O1 reasoning model, but it also beats Claude Sonnet and Gemini. It wins on key benchmarks, but more importantly, it passes my vibe test, along with many others on the internet, as long as you don't ask it what happened on April 15th, 1989. R1 even wins at math, which is crazy considering OpenAI had the answers in advance. Over the last few days,
math one makes sense. Okay, I'm not going to make that joke. I'm Asian. I can make that joke. I don't know. Do Indian count as Asian? I mean, we are in Asia. I don't even know, man. It's like South Asia and like Southwest Asia is like different than like, I don't know.
Normies have been learning about R1, and it went viral to become the #1 app in America. This is a big problem for big tech, because in order for the grift to keep on grifting, artificial intelligence needs to be hard and take thousands of GPUs to pull off. But DeepSeek R1 cost less than $10 million and was actually the side project of a hedge fund where their only goal is to create long-term social value. Wall Street is terrified, and Nvidia stock is in for
Okay. What the 10 million? 10 million? Okay, this confirms a bit things in my head. Like, I don't know if this is like real but this is what I'm thinking. Out of despair, somehow intelligence rises. Out of comfort and leisureness, creativity dies. America's very rich. There's a reason why a lot of like scientific advancement not happening in like modern Western world. Everybody's rich. Everybody's leisure. Everybody's watching Netflix. China is rich too. It's not like they are not rich, but they are under CCP. Social credit element. They are under pressure somewhat here and there. So, and also like all the people who went to America, all that brain power, they went to Harvard and everything, came back to China and actually making some shit. That's the recent boom of Chinese companies, right? Past 10 years or so. So geniuses are rising up. That must mean that, right? Because if you use fraction money of what you like, like your opponent has, like America has, fraction of that money, and somehow make something that is like at par and better than that. That is some next level shit, right? That's like that, ISRO ad was, ISRO news was like with fraction of the money how ISRO went to the Mars and shit like that. Right? I don't know. Maybe this is like half stories that I'm like, combining in my head. But this is the feel I'm getting. Obviously, people in the comments will tell me right? Don't tell me you're fucking wrong, because I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying what I think with the half information I have, right? Correct me in the comments. That's why I read comments all the time.
A bloodbath today. Nvidia has been the primary beneficiary of the AI boom, but the whole bubble just got one-shotted by a brutal reality check. In today's video, we'll find out how DeepSeek just changed the course of history. It is January 27th, 2025, and you're watching The Code Report. Big tech is literally shaking right now, as Sam Altman coped with a dramatic tweet. A revolution can neither be made nor stopped. The only thing that can be done is for one of several of its children to give it direction by dint of victories. I'm not sure if that's Napoleon Dynamite or Napoleon Bonaparte, but the funny thing is he damn near got ratioed by someone with an anime profile picture that said, "It's not that deep, bro, just release a better model." In addition, to try to remain competitive with DeepSeek, OpenAI is also offering its O1 mini model to free users. But that's not all. They also released a new thing called Operator, which gives AI access to a browser and allows it to click on buttons and fill out forms on your behalf, which is a game changer because that means you can have ChatGPT go attend your court-appointed DUI courses or anything else you might have to do online. In the future, humans will no longer need websites or UIs.
I'm not sure I like that. Give access to AI that can press buttons in your behalf. Or you can also do digital signatures in your behalf. Why the fuck not? By the way, you don't own your home anymore. AI made a mistake and it thought that you want your house to give it to charity or some shit. Again, like, probably not gonna happen, but there is an element of that. This is inevitable. This world is coming, but I don't know.
Only APIs that can interact with the AIs. Operator is currently only available to people on the $200 plan, and overall it gets pretty mixed reviews. That's cool and all, but the Chinese are really crushing it right now. DeepSeek is one thing, but they also released this thing called Hunyuan 3D, which can generate 3D meshes and textures, and that's huge for people like me who have spent years failing to get good at Blender. But the crazy thing about DeepSeek is that it was just a side project that cost very little money to produce. Even
I might use it, because I suck at that as well.
Mark Andreessen called it one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs he's ever seen, a profound gift to the world. And because of that, the stock market is panicking and just wiped out nearly $1 trillion in value, with Nvidia being the biggest.
Yes, I was just about to say that. What happened to Nvidia stock? Oh my god, 16%. Apple is laughing right now. Oh, you're gonna be rich than me, huh? Are you okay? We're still gonna sell iPhones. Fuck you. Like, okay, your whole AI thing went down. Imagine the panic in Nvidia headquarters, right? Who's that guy, the owner or like creator of Nvidia, who always comes to like conferences, right? Which shows like, oh, here's the card, and just shows around awkwardly. Right? I'm pretty sure he's the creator, right? He worked at AMD, if I remember correctly, and then he made Nvidia with few investors or something. He must be panicking.
Loser, followed by other chip companies like Taiwan Semiconductor and Broadcom. You see, Nvidia's had basically a monopoly on AI training for the last decade because they have better Linux drivers than AMD, and all the machine learning algorithms are optimized for libraries like CUDA, which is proprietary and can only run on Nvidia GPUs. And they have the infrastructure.
Yeah, it's just CUDA. Everything else is not that big of a deal, right? All the optimization of Linux and things, yeah, people can get around that. I think it was the CUDA, because when the CUDA came, nobody had answer equivalent to that. Before anybody can have answer to that, which they did, CUDA was old enough and people were already training with CUDA. It's like, why would I change now, right? It's easier, it's just there, right? It's a lead effect, right? Nowadays, new Samsungs, like I have a Samsung phone here, right? So new Samsung, Galaxy update, whatever came, it looks eerily similar to iPhone. You would think like, okay, they're rich enough, they're a direct competitor to like Apple. Why the fuck they're doing that? The reality is Apple is Apple, iPhone is iPhone, right? I have iPhone, I've given my mother an iPhone, right? Every time I use it, I hate it. Like, there are certain bugs, maybe it's Indian thing, I don't know. But there's certain bugs I hate it. Well, that's never the case in Android. But in the end of the day, iPhone is iPhone. Samsung will have to mimic iPhone because they want players to jump from iPhone to Samsung. Similar shit is here. People think of CUDA as AI. That is what AI does. So either they have to copy it or something like that, because even if they innovate or try to do something different, they can't convince these AI companies to jump ship. Like, why the fuck would they start from the scratch? They already trained everything at CUDA, even the smallest stuff.
To connect all these GPUs together at scale. As AI models get bigger and more popular, so do the profits of Nvidia, but someone got DeepSeek running on a few Apple M2 Ultras, and that's the 680 billion parameter top-of-the-line model, and that's terrifying if you're a tech investor pouring billions of dollars into AI, because if the best state-of-the-art model can operate on relatively cheap consumer hardware, and it's free and open source, and
I'm sorry, Apple's processors are shit for heavy tasks. Apple computers are great if you want to use it, like video editing, right? Every single Intel processor, the heaviest of them all, lags on the fucking video editing. I've used it, right? DaVinci, Premiere Pro, they all suck. Apple, oh, M chips, they're smooth as fuck. But that's for you. That's a smaller task, right? If you want to use for big tasks, right? Big, like you need like x86 architecture for the big ass things. That's the thing. Everything has pros and cons. There is no new thing that is better than the old one in that way. There's always going to be pros and cons. Big, heavy duty stuff is still like x86, right? All this Intel and like Snapdragon and all that. These chips are like multitask powerhouses, but individually they are not that powerful. AI requires powerful shit, right? Obviously multitask as well, but powerful shit. You need a heavy architecture for it to run, and you need to give a lot of like threads and things for multitasking. Right, so if Apple PCs can use it, like, come on.
And developed in China, how are we going to make any mother effing money? People are calling this the Sputnik moment. When Russia launched the first artificial satellite into space in 1957, the United States was shocked at the time, and it took over a decade to make a comeback, when America made its pinnacle achievement of filming a man on the moon in Nevada. That's a joke, of course.
I think Sputnik would be OpenAI. Russia was first with ballistic missile at that level, right? America wasn't even thinking it, right? Because America didn't think the Soviet Union would even do that. So I think OpenAI would be Sputnik, but then again, like power dynamic is different. I don't know, that analogy doesn't work here, right? This is like come back to it, right? This is like what this is Apollo program, not like Sputnik. The Sputnik would be OpenAI, and China is like, okay, here's Apollo program. There you go, one up you type of shit.
And even the smartest technology in the world, DeepSeek, believes in the moon landings. We had a good run on this AI hype train, but now it's time to move on. I'm looking forward to brain chips, quantum...
I can't, man, I can't, right? Okay, I think when I was a little, I went to a train. I have never gone to a train. I know there are like proper like AC coaches and all that, and that's like a third class or whatever it's called, like economy class, not economy, I don't know what it's called, right? Which is basically like that, you just get a ticket, they don't even check if there's a place or not, you're just jammed in. I don't even know what the fuck is this, like how is this even allowed? This is not allowed in like most cities and most places I can think of. There are very remote places in India where people just do this shit, villages and things, and I guess there are not enough policemen to stop them or care basically. But this shit is insane. This just panics me, man. Right? You won't even notice if one guy dropped and just basically got crossed on the train until you find remains or something. How the fuck is this the thing?
I hype train, but now it's time to move on. I'm looking forward to brain chips, quantum computers, artificial meat printers, nano robots, digital resurrection, and all kinds of other tech that will make the world a better place. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching.
Digital resurrection is not a real thing. Again, we go back to Star Trek shit about like deconstructing you atomic level and like reconstructing you somewhere else. Oh, you teleported. Did you teleport? Or something that looks like you just teleport, then you just died when they like deconstructed at a molecular level. We don't know what a consciousness is, right? Maybe consciousness is so delicate, even if you touch it, it changes in a way that you are no longer you. Something else came. You died. Like you don't feel anything anymore. Something else just came into being who feels that that's you. And it thinks nothing different. It thinks that is you. It would be literally identical as you. It would think like, oh, I was just alive a few seconds ago. I did all that shit. But it was never alive. What makes me doesn't no longer exist. So digital recursion, all that. What was that movie? I forgot. Like, the story to cloud, that Netflix, not movie, TV show, Netflix TV show, I forgot. There was a name, like I forgot that, right? It's the same concept. Like, no, I don't like that shit. Upload your brain to like and live forever. Fuck that, I'd rather die at that point. Right, well, that was big take in panic mode. Did DeepSeek R1 just pop the air bubble? I guess we'll see in months. To me, this is such a breakthrough that I don't believe it. It's like, come on, like maybe that cynical version of me is like, oh, some kind of caveat will come, right? But if they really did that, this is a big sign. Like, yeah, 6th generation planes, China probably made it right. And this is probably happening. And America is already like 2025 plus is going to be known as America become like second place. Like how Europe became to America. Now America is becoming same way with China. That's insane. Right, well, if you like my channel, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.